Hello. Vegetables and stuff I got today. I've been outside. It's really nice. I went to the local farmer's market. Yes. I just jumped on here for a quick, for a couple of, not even a couple of minutes, maybe a couple of minutes, who knows. But I just thought that I would just drop in and say hello to everyone. I also want to talk about a couple of things. So let me put my phone down so you can see me. Hey, well, I wanted to talk about abundance and buying local. And the reason why I wanted to talk about it, because I wanted to tell you how important it is to buy local wherever you're in your town, in your city, wherever you live, and how it plays into your life when you get into abundance. So this is what I want to talk about today. Have you ever gone to the store and you get to the checkout counter and you're actually spending more than what you're spending, or you might be a little concerned because some things cost more than what it should, and when you get to the counter it actually finds out, and you get there and you either okay, I'll put it back, or you fuss about it. I used to go to the store with my grandmother all the time, and we get to the cashier, and she just go clean in on the poor cashier in the store and talk about, something may not match the price, and she would be going in on these people. I would be so embarrassed as a kid. But then as I got older, when I got up to be an adult, I kind of understood. Why? Because I started getting those traits and habits. But what I really wanted to just speak on is this. When you want abundance in your life, you do not have a problem in releasing what you have. Okay? And how does this tie into the farmer's market? I'll tell you in a minute. So when you want abundance, or when you're seeking abundance, you cannot operate in fear. So basically, when you get to the store, or when you know you have a budget, you want to stick into your budget. Or when you go there, you don't want to go into anything that you're exchanging money for with a grievance. That goes for your business. And I'm not talking business today because I used to give entrepreneur tips, but this is about everyday life. When you are exchanging, you never want to do it in grievance. Why? Because you are pretty much saying to your money, I don't want to see you come back. That doesn't make sense to you, but I'm telling you, it does. If you look at the times you spent money, and the times you spent money and how you may have felt a certain way, even if you go to church and pay tithes, if you go, anytime you release your money and you have a grievance with your money, there's a likely chance it's going to take a longer time for you to get what you seek. And how do I know that? I was one of those people. I did not get clearer of that until I moved to Dubuque, Iowa. I have a deeper appreciation for farmers markets. I have a deeper appreciation for buying local. I was one of those people that did not stimulate the economy in the community I lived in. So what I'm saying is how abundance and buying local, what it does. It stimulates the community's economy where you live, for one. For two, is support. You want the same support that you giving other people. So if you have a product or service, or you have something and someone wants it and they're complaining about it, you can release them. You stick by your product, you sell your product, you just let them speak, but you don't come down on your price. However, the shoe is on the other foot, basically. So if you are in business and you have a product or service and you are trying to pitch your product or service to people, you want to be in the shoes of that consumer. Would I buy my product? Now, it's a little hard nut to crack, a hard shell to crack, because we have been so used to buying outside of our communities that we devalue our community's money. Yes, there are some communities that have people in it that want to come up on the folks in the neighborhood. They will sell them anything because they just want to make money. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about those that aren't as popular. The ones that have a little boutique in your neighborhood. The ones that are selling their products and services, their art, their music. You want to support that. And the reason why, because it all boils down to taxes, money, schools. When you are in a community and you're showing support, the community is going to support, it's going to come together. It comes down to even voting. It's something as small as going to a farmer's market. Shows exactly how you want to support your community. I'm not saying you buy everything outside your community. You buy everything in your community, but it's not bad. Because here's the reality of it. You go to the local grocery store, and a lot of people like to go to Walmart. I'm not downplaying Walmart for groceries and all these big national chains of groceries. They get their food from suppliers. These suppliers get stuff from all over the world. They just sell it because they want a profit. Your local farmer, they have abundance of crops. They have crops they sell to the local markets. They have crops they send out, even meat. So what I'm saying is you want to support your local farmers market. Even though I'm not sure who's watching me, if you're on EBT, if you have a EBT, SNAP, food stamps. And even if you do, or if you know somebody that does. And I hear people say that people that's on food stamps can't afford, to eat right, eat well. Let me tell you something. All that stuff I showed in the beginning, the pictures, I'm going to post pictures later on my Facebook page of my fruits and my vegetables. I spent less than $10 on what I bought today. I bought a bunch of basil that usually is in the store for like $6. I bought it for $1 a bunch. I bought a huge bunch of green onions. That's usually like two for $1, but they be the smaller ones. I bought squash, all of this under $10. I even bought kale. Kale was $2. I don't even think it was $2. But what I'm saying is, if you have a local farmer's market, support it. A community garden, support it. Volunteer. You have no idea the importance of supporting your farmers, supporting your local community, your local stores. And back to what I was saying about abundance and going in and exchanging and buying and selling, you don't want to release your money in a grievance, because the laws of the universe work whether you believe it or not. The Bible has all the universal laws in it. You just have to know what it looks like when you do it. The law of reaping and sowing is the biggest one, what they call karma. That pretty much is most of the laws. The law of vibration, law of attraction. You do not want to walk into a store with your money and bitch and moan about how you don't want to pay what you're paying, even if you're going in there buying a drink. You want to release your money and be okay with what you're spending, and know that there is a supply for every demand. So I went down to the to the farmers market today because I love walking through abundance. I love walking through the farmers markets. The farmers markets just to me represent abundance, because they're selling their surplus. There's one stand that sells a huge amount of corn. They bag it up and sell it for like $3. I mean a mass amount. So if you do not know in your area about the local food market or local farmers market, some do it all year round, some do it in the summer, but you want to check out your go on the website and see what's in your area. Even if you don't want to do that, go into your community centers. Every neighborhood has a community center. You have the alderman, right by the alderman is usually a community center or some type of resource center for the community, for your ward. In Chicago and other bigger cities, you have wards that aldermen are in. Get to know your community. You have no idea how much abundance you can unlock just by supporting your local businesses, your local stores, the farmers market, community gardens. I want to say this, and I'm going to say it in a way that I don't want to offend anyone. But if I do, let me apologize ahead of time. There would not be as much killing and as much abuse if we were proactive in getting to know who we live next to, who we see on a daily basis. Everything around us is a reflection of us. So if you live in a neighborhood, you cannot go every day, go to work, go to church, come home, close yourself up in your house and say you're going to lock yourself out from the outside world. It works for you personally, but trust and believe me, when you die, the people in the neighborhood don't even know that you existed, and vice versa. It's time for us to get to know who we are. The only way we're going to be able to see abundance in our local communities is to interact with each other. Be proactive, not reactive. Because we start connecting and not protesting after the fact, and start connecting and becoming a village, there would be more of a respect presence in the neighborhood. If we had cameras rolling when there were shootings of each other in the neighborhood, and you all, I don't have to say who or what, because you obviously, I am of African American heritage. Anybody with my melanin in the skin like me, I don't care what mixture you are. Yes, we're mixed. I'm mixed, and I'm black, but I'm speaking to those right now. It's very important to, if you're looking for abundance, you're going to have to start connecting with your neighborhoods. You're going to start connecting. You're going to start reporting what you see. You're going to have to just be more proactive in your neighborhood. If you want to get involved, if you want to see a better change in your life and in the lives of others in your neighborhood, do exactly what when I open this up. Buy local. Support your communities. Support each other. If you do not know what that looks like, there are so many community efforts in counseling and coaching. When you know there's a problem, it's time to start addressing it. The only way you're going to be able, if not, you're going to die, and you're going to have to come back and learn the lesson all over again. So I just want to say, I didn't want to get off on a tangent and on the soapbox, but today was a day that I thought I would jump on and say this: buy local. The way you're going to get more abundance in your life is to release the love that you have. Release being angry. We just had a full moon yesterday. That was a time for releasing. It was a blue moon, an abundant moon. You want to get clear that abundance is definitely tied to how you respond and spend your money. You can't go to church and ask for a blessing all the time, and if you shut yourself off from the rest of the world and think that you're going to get blessed. We're here together. We're here for each other. So once again, you want more abundance in your life? Support what's around you. Reach out to what's around you. Start buying local. Support your communities. Michael Jordan is not going to go broke if you don't buy his gym shoes. We all have something that someone else needs. There's billions of people in this world, and we can all make a difference. You can start where you live. Buy local. Go to your local farmers market. If you want a healthier lifestyle, trust and believe me, you can do it on a budget. I have been an entrepreneur for the last 5 years and I can tell you, the money that I've been making in goes directly back into the business. So if you look at where I stand as an economic class, I've been living below the poverty line. But let me tell you something. The money, how we adjust and make things work, I'm abundant because I support the local. I want the same support. I'm putting out in the universe what I want back. I want to be very authentic in what I believe in and what I do. So once again, you want to attract abundance, buy local, support your communities, get involved, be proactive, not reactive. Goldie loves you. I'll see you guys one day next week. I'm going to jump in and give some entrepreneurship tips. But today, Saturday, I'm talking to everybody. You want more in your life? You want more abundance? Start supporting your local businesses. Support the farmers markets. And yes, if you live in certain cities, the farmers markets take SNAP and EBT and all of that. I've seen the signs out there. I think they even take WIC. Yeah, there's some places that do WIC. So you see that, trust and believe me, it's going to be a necessity in a few years that you have to. All right? So once again, this is Goldie's View. Goldie loves you, and I'll be back next week for Goldie's Treasure. Alrighty, peace.